You know what? I like Toyota. I own a couple of Toyotas, but let me tell you, they are low IQ for not making a mini truck, especially for the US market. But Ford does it. I'll include a link to the Murdoch Ford's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Maverick. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get right into it. The hood is a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 21 around town, 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 238 horsepower and then 275 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. You note there's decals there on either side of the hood. The newer Mavericks have a really cool headlight design that I think looks a lot more modern compared to the previous version of the front end. And then you've got gold trim on the Tremor. We also have recovery points and a front end that's sculpted for approach angle. Altogether, the front end of the Tremor looks a little bit more aggressive. 235 by 65 by 17 is the tire and wheel setup. Notice they've got some gold trim around the valve stem cap, which is obviously kind of funny, but also practical, right? Now the Tremor does get a little bit of a wider track compared to a regular Maverick, which makes it look a bit more aggressive, of course. Now, just like other Mavericks, this is unibody with independent suspension in the front and the rear, which is not necessarily the best for off-roading, but great for on-road comfort. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, got the Ford logo there on the back. And then popping into the bed, so the tailgate is not dampened, so you do have to lower it under your own strength. We do have bed liner on this. We also have LED lights and outlets. You've got sliders with the cargo tie downs too. And again, for a mini truck, this is extremely practical. Now the tailgate's very light, so easy to pop that up. I like the blacked out Ford logo. I think that's pretty cool looking. And then very boxy tail lights. We also have the receiver hitch, some parking sensors too. And that will cap things off for the exterior of this Maverick. This week's giveaway is perfect for classic muscle car lovers because we have a Cuda and a Roadrunner. The Cuda produces 290 horsepower and has an automatic. The Roadrunner produces 390 horsepower and has a manual. Both of them are obviously powered by V8s. Now this particular giveaway is going to be ending fairly soon on November 2nd. So if you want to get in now and get some extra bonus entries, just use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries. Let's now pop inside. There's some soft touch there on the door panel, I like the gold trim too. And then you note that continues onto the seats with all of the stitching. They're not perforated down the center or anything like that. Now this is a compact, but I still technically fit back here. Got a little storage pocket there, some USB ports, a full outlet, and then headroom's actually good with the boxy design. Keyless entry for up front. Let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You can adjust the mirrors just down there. You've got all of your window controls, more of that blue trim with the soft touch. 1,130 pounds of payload capacity. Tremor there in the seat. Again, look at the trim. You also have your power adjustments and lumbar support on the side. The passenger seat's manual with the adjustments. And let's start it up. So taking a look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around, paddles on the back, you got gold stitching here on this center. Practical controls in the front face for the center screen, voice command phone controls. You can see the adaptive cruise control. This actually has lane centering too. Digital cluster in the very center, and I think there's a lot to like about this. It's very easy to read. You can obviously change the information that's displayed there as well, so it's got some level of customization to it. We also have a really nice 360 camera system, great resolution with the camera. Big new infotainment system for the Maverick. So stuff like the climate controls is built into the screen, but it's always accessible there at the bottom section of the screen. This also has heated seats and a heated steering wheel. And Ford's infotainment systems are very responsive. So it's one of the automakers that, again, they're going a little bit too much into the screens, but I also don't mind because, or mind as much, I should say, because it's so easy to use. Now below that screen, we've got some physical controls for like the trailer backup system. You got your auto hold for the defroster, it's for the camera, volume control. This is to open up the rear glass. It does have a power sliding rear window. We've got some USB ports, of course the engine. This also comes equipped with a wireless phone charging pad. We've got some cup holders, little dial shifter. And then behind that, we've got some important stuff. So your four-wheel drive lock, you've got a rear locking differential. It's similar to the Bronco Sport. It's like a twin clutch system. Anyways, off-road cruise control, auto stop start, and then stability. And I do want to mention the drive modes, off-road drive modes, are accessed with those mode buttons on the steering wheel. More nice trim on top of the center console, good storage inside. And then I like the dash, very cool looking. And this actually has a sunroof too. Maverick Tremor, 43,165. Let's see how the Tremor performs. Oh, hear me out. Subaru Brat doesn't exist anymore. It's unlikely to ever exist in the future. I mean, maybe, here's what I do see is, what are you beeping at me for? Here's what I see. Toyota hasn't released a mini truck quite yet. Subaru hasn't, and Toyota and Subaru work together, so maybe they'll work together and release one together. We'll see on that. But they don't have anything yet. And so this is like, if you like that whole mini truck thing, this is really the only one. I mean, it's the best one. I shouldn't say it's the only one. You do have the Hyundai Santa Cruz, which they actually have an 8-speed automatic in that now, which is, you know, a bit of an improvement. But the Santa Cruz is more money for less truck bed. That is one, I would say, downside with the Santa Cruz versus the Maverick here, is you do get more truck bed for the money. And, you know, they didn't play any games with the dual clutch for this ever. they did torque converter straight out of the gate. Now this also has power. And that's something to note. If Toyota and Subaru do release a mini truck, will it actually have horsepower? That is a question. I mean, you look at like the Bronco Sport, which competes directly with some of the Subaru Wilderness. Like you can compare it to like a Forester Wilderness, for example. And it's like the Subaru has no horsepower. Then the Bronco Sport, it's like strong. So smooth power delivery, the seats are comfortable. I don't think this has acoustic glass. Yeah, it's just regular windows, but it's still pretty insulated. I mean, the interstate's just right there. And it feels pretty insulated in here. Now the benefit of this unibody construction with independent suspension is great handling and great on-road comfort. And then off-road, here's the deal. 95% of off-roading is just kind of like this, but dirt. And so with unibody independent suspension, it's more controllable over that terrain, and it's more comfortable than a solid axle body on frame type deal, which is going to be kind of going side to side. And you know, especially solid axles, you're going to feel it. I know that because I own a Wrangler right now. So that leads to more comfort on, again, what 95% of off-roading actually is. And then, you know, over the other 5%, well, this does have some kit added to it. And unibody off-roading is actually pretty fun. Unibody independent suspension off-roading, because, you know, you get tippy and stuff. It takes a lot of driver skill. So it adds to the fun, if you ask me. But yeah, you don't even, the thing that I love about this the most, I guess I'll have to kind of come through here. The thing that I love about this the most is the fact that you don't even notice that it has a truck bed. It has a truck bed, obviously, but because of the construction, because of the sizing and everything, the truck bed just kind of disappears in a way. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do a different driving route next time. I'll figure something out down here. It's got good torque. It's smooth too. That's the thing I like about Ford EcoBoost, is they're very smooth. And we're I can't remember the elevation up here. I know I know it's for sure at least 5,000. It might be a little bit more. Might be like, you know, I think it's between 5,000 and 55. I don't think it's 5,500. I don't think we're quite that high, but I think it's around 5,000. So we're, you know, getting close to a mile high, right? Let me know your thoughts on the Maverick and the Tremor package more specifically, because that's what we're reviewing today. But yeah, this is it. This is all that's in the US market. I mean, again, you got the Santa Cruz, but it's so small with the bed that it's kind of, I mean, they do compete against each other, and I'll have a comparison at some point for you guys, but it's also like not as much of a comparison because of the sizing difference. It's like you almost want to compare this to the Ridgeline, but then the Ridgeline's also just in a different category all its own, with how that's kind of more of a mid-size. This is like compact truck, I think is a way you could put it. So that's all.